Hi, my name is Greg Wajda. I'm here to tell you about my game called Dream. So Dream is a 2D adventure game that I decided to make. It's just kind of a, cartoonish, side-scrolling type of game. I decided to make it because, I made an app before, but I never really made anything big. So I decided one day, alright, I'm gonna make something bigger. How about like a video game? So I decided to make this. And so Dream is let's go through some of these settings. So it's like you're a little character, you're running around, finding your way through a bunch of different environments, trying to reach the end goal. Now I'll get into a little more of how to play in a sec, but here's the menu screen. There's some settings you could change, the volume of the game, what difficulty you want to go on. Each difficulty is basically how many lives you have. And then there's something called infinite running mode that I made. And it basically means that your character never stops running, which is really hard if you want a little extra challenge. And there's a level select. I originally wanted to make a few levels, but I didn't really have time in like the amount of time I had, so I decided to make just one big one. And then also there's a character select, so you can pick any of these little guys that you want. So we'll just pick a little beige guy right here, and we'll get started. Oh, hang on a sec. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the main objective here is to collect 3 gems and then reach the end flag. So this game is it's a game I made it for Android. So I released it on Google Play, which I can probably link to you later, and all the code for this is on my Github as well. So here I start off with like a little grassy plain area, and we got some couple monsters here. I got all these images from a royalty-free like image pack that I found online. So I decided to take them and animate them, and this is what we got. So we got some little mice here, and yeah. So to kill the monsters, you have to basically just jump on top of them, kind of like a Mario type of game. And yeah, so grassland, just kind of basic creatures, and I got some bees, some snakes, and oh yep, see, and you have only 2 hits, 2 health points until you die. As you see in the bottom left, you got 3 lives. These are arrow keys for the Android version. Here's your gems, and then the amount of coins that you have. And the top right is your little pause button, in case you want to pause the game, which you'd have to tap, I guess. And yep, so I found these little creatures, made them a little kind of like saw, like looks like chainsaws. And yep, there I died. And yeah, so this is kind of like the first portion of the level. I'll kind of move along and try and show you the different sections of the map. Alright, so here we are. I skipped ahead a little bit just to show you more of the map because it's pretty big. There's just some squid creatures, and here I made a little cave where you enter. So the cave's got some creatures, mushrooms, some rocks, and basically move around. You get different kinds of enemies, and we'll skip around where it gets a little more interesting. And this is where the major shift happens. So this is where it turns from grassland to cave. And so here we got we have a couple checkpoints throughout the map, so when you die you don't have to start all over. And oh yeah, the lava will kill you. So here's a cave. That's where we got some cannons I created and made them shoot some fire out. And moving along, we got more creatures. And this was a so I guess I could talk about a little bit more of how I created the, enemies. They're basically just images, animated images, and then they are basically, I gave them commands where they just walk in a certain range, and if you touch them, so if you cross their little, I guess I made it a sphere. So if you cross the sphere, it does damage to you. And for this one, which is a kind of enemy I'm kind of proud of, is a little bat that I made. If you enter a certain range, he comes and tries to attack you, and then otherwise he'll just follow you until you leave the range. And then here we go, more lava, and I'll kind of skip ahead to another part of the map. Okay, so here is kind of the exit of the cave. As you can see, there's some more creatures I created. It's like a little ghost. And so here's where you kind of exit the cave. And the level design actually kind of took a while because the images they just come in like blocks. So you have to kind of block it all together. It's one big map. Here's another checkpoint. And here we created some moving platforms. Basically, it's just a piece of land with I guess a collision. That's what I meant. A collision box. So when you are on top of the collision box or hit it, you there I died. When you're on top of the collision box, you're able to walk on the land. So that's how I created all this land that you can walk on instead of just falling through an image. So try and ride these guys out. And so every enemy here has a collision sphere, and when your when your enemy or when your character lands on the collision or touches the collision sphere, that's when he does damage to you, gives you a little recoil. And so for the animation for all these enemies are basically just images. Hang on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. I keep dying in my own game. So what's it saying? Oh yeah, for the animations for each of these enemies, they are basically just images that are repeated over and over again, and kind of gives it looks like they're moving. And so a lot of these were images from the internet that I just animated, but I did customize a couple enemies myself. One was so I decided all right, I need a final boss for this game. So I just first thing that popped into my mind was the movie Sharknado. So I drew it myself, uploaded it, and uploaded it to this. This is all created in Unreal Engine, by the way, if I didn't mention that before. So, so I drew it myself, a little Sharknado. There he is, kind of moving back and forth, and he's supposed to be the final boss. And so I kind of just drew him with a little pixel editor, and you gotta jump on him four times to kill him, and when you hit him, you see a little reaction out of him. We'll just kill him real quick. And the coins basically are kind of just like a high score thing. See how well you can do if you can collect all the coins, stored in various places. And then at this point you're supposed to have all the gems. I just kind of skipped ahead, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like when you beat the game. One sec. So here we are at the end. We got all our gems, and we're gonna kill all the monsters, kill the bosses. Now we're gonna win. And so here's the end flag, and there we go. Whoopee! we won. Here are all the coins. Basically, it's kind of like a high score thing. See how good you could do. See how many coins you can get. And then I'll just show you some of the settings real quick. So notice down here I've only have 3 lives. So we'll exit to the main menu. And 1 second. Alright, so yeah, here we are. So I'll kind of show you the settings right here. So there's easy mode, medium mode, hard mode. Easy mode will give you 5 lives, medium will give you 3, hard will give you 1. If you're feeling pretty daring. And so we'll try that. And yeah, I'll just show you infinite running mode real quick. And why don't we pick someone else just to show you that too. Alright, so here we are, infinite running mode. Character will never stop running, which is quite a challenge. And yes, you have 1 life down here. So yeah, basically, depending on which character you have, I made it so these little buttons down here change colors. So I'm the yellow guy, you have yellow arrow keys. I picked the blue guy, you have blue arrow keys. And yeah, so this was the game. It was on built on Unreal Engine. And yeah, it was just kind of a walkthrough to show you, you know, my thought process, kind of how I created all these different characters and enemies, kind of the gameplay that I sort of invented. So yep, this was Dream, and thank you for watching.